London. Hello, Alex.
Hello, Nermin. Hi, everyone.
Hi, it should be quite early in the morning in London right now. Thanks again for your time. We hope you're well. We have a full audience here, as you see, very enthusiastic and curious about your work. The stage is yours now.
Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting me here today. It's an absolute pleasure to be joining you from the UK. I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of diversity in industries like engineering when we're looking at innovation, which is absolutely vital in terms of tackling the climate change crisis. And I'm very pleased to have heard the speakers who have gone before me this morning, who have all given excellent presentations. And I think my topic around needing diverse teams in engineering to contribute to the innovation and continual improvement to reach those challenging targets around net zero is absolutely vital. So I'm going to talk to you today about how we can all be a part of that change and strive for greater diversity and inspire the future of a more diverse and inclusive engineering workforce. So I'll share my presentation now. Thank you. Thank you again. It's an absolute pleasure to be speaking at this excellent conference today. So what I want to talk to you about is the importance of women in engineering in solving our climate crisis, and how, as women in engineering, we all have a responsibility to be visible role models, and that allows us to be the change we want to see. So firstly, I want to make the statement that climate crisis is also gender crisis. The UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, recognizes that women and girls will be the ones most impacted by climate change. Climate change amplifies and will continue to amplify gender inequality. So women will be the most impacted by climate change, and yet we do not have enough influence over the decisions that are being made that will lead to action or inaction that will affect us all. It's a disappointing statistic that you can see on this slide that less than 30% of the representatives in national and global negotiating bodies that are influencing climate change action are women. We see this in so many areas of leadership and in decision making, where the people making the important decisions are mainly white men. So we need more women and diverse women in these influential positions of power. And we need more women at every level of industry and research and business. And engineering is one of those really important areas when we're talking about solutions to the climate crisis. We absolutely need more diversity in engineering. This will ensure that the solutions that we are creating to solve the climate crisis are innovative and inclusive to benefit us all, especially those that are most impacted by the problems, which we've already talked about are women and girls. So anyone who knows me will know that I'm very passionate about diversity and inclusion. And this is because it's not just a nice to have. Diversity and inclusion are absolutely critical for business success. And business success is very much linked to solutions for the climate crisis. It has to be financially incentivized. So there are many, many statistics supporting the benefits of diverse teams now in business. So, the likes of McKinsey, Ernst & Young, Harvard are all producing reports showing the benefits to business of more diverse and inclusive teams. These statistics are from Deloitte, and it really shows that all of the business benefits, the one that stands out the most to me, especially in relation to climate change, is the fact that diverse teams are 6 times more likely to be innovative and agile. So 6 times more likely to have that innovation, that real step change in inclusive innovation that will be the key to answering some of these key problems that we have in the climate change crisis at the moment. Now, it is really fundamental in every industry that we are more innovative, and we know therefore like having diverse teams will help us with that, but it's absolutely fundamental in engineering industry, where we are as engineers designing the future for humanity on this planet and beyond. But we have a huge challenge when it comes to diversity in engineering around the world. When you look at gender diversity, we know that only 16.5% of the engineering workforce are women. Now, this statistic changes, it varies in different countries around the world. Some countries, the likes of Norway and Algeria, for example, have a much higher percentage of women in engineering. But in other countries, it's a lot lower. And this is sort of a global average that we have here, showing that we still have a long way to go in terms of getting more women into engineering. And this is important for that diversity challenge, isn't it, that we just talked about? But also, more fundamentally, we're just missing out in engineering on a huge pool of talent if we are not attracting and retaining more women in engineering. And of course, as we've just discussed, this is absolutely key for innovation, which is vital for problem solving global challenges like climate change. And research shows that one of the key root causes for the lack of gender diversity in industries like engineering is stereotype bias. So this common bias that there are certain jobs that are just better suited to either men or women. And this perpetuates the view that, for example, engineering is a job for the boys. And unfortunately, this stereotype bias is ingrained in all of us from a very young age. So research here shows that children aged between 3 and 5 years old show less support for a counter stereotypical STEM career. So STEM being science, technology, engineering, and maths. So, for example, a girl wanting to be an engineer, children show less support for that, even as young as the ages of 3 to 5. So we need to be tackling this stereotype bias very, very young. But the positive around having female role models is that it's bigger than just supporting and getting more girls and women into engineering. Female role models are actually a win-win for boys and girls. So yes, of course, it empowers and inspires girls to want to go on and see themselves in those careers. But also boys who interact with female STEM educators do not feel that they will be any less well respected or any less capable or not belong in those areas. They still see themselves belonging there, but they see women as equals. They have a more equitable view of girls and women in STEM. So this is vital for not just diversity, but also inclusion in our future STEM workforce. And one of the things that really drove my focus for STEMazing is that we can have a greater impact in early childhood if we get these diverse role models in front of young people. It starts to sow the seeds of change that will then become a foundation for the decisions they make later on in their later stages of their childhood. So when they're older children, making decisions about what career and kind of subject choices they make. So it's really critical that we sow these seeds young and show them that STEM and particularly engineering can be for everyone. So this is kind of sort of summing up where we're at to just so far in the presentation, to say that diverse role models are vital for inspiring greater diversity in our future STEM industries, which is absolutely critical for greater levels of innovation in our STEM industries. But also importantly, for us as the individuals, being the role models, getting out there and inspiring young people, being an empowered, visible woman, and by growing your empowerment as a visible role model is vital for continued retention in our fields and for women to feel confident to step up to those leadership roles. So I feel very strongly that empowerment and inspiration are very much intertwined and connected, and that by being more visible role models, we can empower ourselves at the same time as inspiring others. So this is really a win-win in so many different respects. So I wanted to just show you a brief bit about our STEMazing mission, and I would love for you all to get involved in STEMazing and join our STEMazing mission of inspiration and inclusion. And really, our main mission is to support and empower women in STEM industries to shine as visible role models and inspire our next generation of innovators and problem solvers, so they go on to make a vital, critical change in our, ability to tackle climate change. So we have these two key themes, STEMazing women and STEMazing kids, and we combine these in one of our flagship programs, which is called the Inspiration Academy, where we support and empower women in STEM to really build their confidence in themselves as role models, and then to increase their skills and their confidence around public engagement, and then introduce them to schools so they can go out and deliver our ready-made STEMazing Kids sessions into schools and inspire young people. So I just wanted to show you a brief video of what we get up to in the Inspiration Academy. So I'm really proud of what we're doing in the Inspiration Academy, which is, the STEMazing is a not-for-profit social enterprise, and we are based in the UK, and a lot of our work is done in the UK, but we are getting more and more international women in STEM. And what I'm really pleased to see is international women in engineering getting involved in our initiatives, and for our STEMazing Kids activities to start being delivered outside of the UK as well, and even as far as countries in Africa. So we've been working with a school in Kenya, a school in Ghana, and it's fantastic to see STEMazing women role models getting out there and inspiring young people, all over the world. And I just see huge opportunities for growth with this, because everything we do is online, and women can inspire, young people both in their local communities and way beyond around the world, and give them those role models that they need to see to inspire them to pursue STEM subjects and go on into careers like engineering, where they can make such a difference in tackling the climate crisis. So my main message to you really is that if you are a woman in engineering watching this, we need you. We need you to step up and be more visible and more vocal, and be that role model that young people need. So you can absolutely be part of the change that we need to see. Please do get involved in STEMazing. It's free for women to take part. It's free for schools to take part. So you can absolutely get involved. You can see on the screen here that there's a QR code that will take you straight to the page where you can read more about the Inspiration Academy and how to get involved. There are also many other initiatives out there that will give you a platform as a role model to empower yourself and inspire others. So it's not just STEMazing. So please do, whatever community you're involved in, get involved and be the change you want to see. I also wanted to mention, if you're a man watching this, you can absolutely make positive change in our diversity mission as well. You can absolutely be part of the solution. So think about how you can champion women around you and bring them to the table for their input, to showcase them as role models. Think about how when you are standing up and speaking to young people, for example, how do you show that your field is open to diverse talent? So not just you as the person there as the role model, what images, what videos, what words are you using to show that engineering is a career option for everyone? So think about those diverse images, examples, case studies that you use that showcase that women are very much involved. So even if you are a man delivering those messages, showing that there are a lot of women who do this too. So we get that balance of diversity, okay? And I just want to finish on the key message that you are already a role model, whether you realize it or not. Being a role model is a responsibility that we all have, and through our everyday interactions with people, we are being a role model. We are influencing, inspiring, and informing people in every interaction that we have through our work or through schools that we engage with. Whatever it is, people will see you as a role model. So you are already a role model. What we need to do is make sure that, especially diverse role models, we take up space, we are visible and vocal. So we create that, that awareness of existing diversity, and that we need more of it. So, how can we do that? Well, you can proactively stretch your comfort zone and say yes to opportunities that will allow you to be more visible and vocal. You can work on empowering yourself and at the same time inspiring others through things like the STEMazing Inspiration Academy, but lots of other things too. And of course, all of that is really allowing everyone to be part of building a more diverse and inclusive future that is absolutely critical to tackling the climate crisis. So together we can create a more diverse and inclusive engineering future that will benefit us all. We can be the change we want to see and make those critical steps into tackling the climate crisis in future to really benefit those that need these inclusive solutions more than anyone, which, as we said at the start, is girls and women. Okay, so we can absolutely be part of this solution. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening, and I'm very happy to take any questions.
Thanks again, Alex. STEMazing şu demek, ben açıklayabilirim. Grubun bir parçasıyım. Science, Technology, Engineering, Math kısaltması STEM. Amazing ile STEMazing birleştirilmiş, STEMazing olmuş. They were just wondering what STEMazing meant, and I told them what the abbreviations are. And I will size daha sonra çok detaylı anlatacağım. Şimdi zaman kısıtımızdan dolayı devam ediyorum. Thank you so much for the presentation and your contribution, Alex. Alex has focused on gender equality and reducing inequalities and how important it is to embrace diversities. Hope to see you again in person in close future, hopefully.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.